You are listening to The Michael Lodge Show. Wealth, business, and taxes. Oh yeah, and some politics. Let's get started.
Well, here we are. It's Friday. TGIF, I guess, is what they call it. I'm always happy when it's Friday because I know that on Saturday and Sunday I can get caught up on everything I didn't do during the week. That's a sad life, isn't it? That's really sad. But that's okay. That's life. So we move on. We push forward. We try to do the best that we can do in everything that we do. Listen, I wanted to talk just a little bit on this Friday morning because we're getting close to the weekend. And I noticed that I was listening to TikTok a few days ago. And there was a young Latino girl on TikTok, and she was mad. She was angry because she had been spouting hate about another group in her TikTok, whatever it's called. Anyway, she was angry at them, and she had told them how angry she is, and she used hate speech, and she condemned them, and she was really angry at them. So she got a response to that. Surprise, surprise. She never thought that her words would cause a response of more hate against her. You see, the problem is that when you spout hate, you get hate back. You don't get any love back, you get hate back. And not only that, but then you attract those that hate more than you do. And so hate never solves anything, right? If you hate somebody, it never solves anything with that individual. It just keeps going on and on and on. And the hate goes, and then people begin threatening each other, and they begin calling each other names, and they think that's all okay in the world of life. In fact, what happens is that when you spout hate, you get hate back, and something violent is going to happen at some point in time, or a threat of violence at some point in time. So I responded. I said, listen, what you did is that you pushed a hate language and you got hate back. Expect that to happen. So the responses I got were, oh, you're trying to stifle her speech. No, I'm saying speak better. Focus on the words that you're saying. What are you trying to get done when you say something hateful on that language but to create more hate? You're not trying to create love. You're not trying to create peace. You're not trying to create a moment of love and tranquility and kumbaya. No, you're not trying to do that. If you're speaking hate, you want hate back. That's what you desire. That is the problem. So you have people on social media spouting this hate, and then they're so surprised when they get hate back. I think that's called stupidity. I really do. Because anytime that I would yell at somebody, I would always get not a good response back. I always got a negative response back. I never got a thank you back for being angry at someone. I never got, oh, those are wise words. No, I never got that back. I got a negative response back. Now, was I stupid enough to think that I was going to get love back because I was saying such wonderful words, but in actuality, they were just words of anger and hate? No. Listen, when you spout hate, when you push a hateful agenda, you're not going to create anything that's positive. You're just going to create more hate. And if you think that by going out onto the streets and spouting more hate, if you think that's going to create peaceful situations within your communities, it doesn't. It just creates it bigger. And what it does, it creates other people saying, well, I hate too. And all of a sudden they wake up and they say, I hate too, so I'm going to go out too. In fact, I may even stretch it a little bit. I might even go break the windows of that store, and I may just go ahead and take some stuff. Because I hate. And certainly that person that started the conversation on hate, they hate too, so they will love me because I hate and they hate. So what you do, if you spout hate, you're just going to drive more hateful people to you. It's common sense. So when someone speaks up and says, listen, you better think about the words that you're using because you're not doing anything that is productive here by spouting hate. We're not trying to stifle your speech. If you have something to say and if you want to have a good debate, then say it in a way that you're going to have a good debate. Or maybe the problem is, in your communication process, you don't want to debate. Your words are what lives, and that's what everybody else has to live around. That is not life. Because if you really want to talk about something, you talk about it. You put it out there, and then you debate. Now, if you're not a good debater, I can understand why you're just spouting hate. Because hate really doesn't have any logical form. It never does. It's just stupid hate. So it's out there. And people push it, and they push it, and they push it. And they think that everybody else hates along with them, but we don't. You see, there are a lot of individuals who put a notion out there and want to debate the subject in a nice, peaceful, calm way. And you would be surprised how you can change minds and start new algorithms in life that will change things. But if you spout hate, expect hate back. That's just the way it works because hate attracts hate. If you think hate attracts love for whatever you're saying, you're wrong. Now, in mediation, I mediate every single day. And when I do divorce mediation, listen, there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of pain. And they just want to spit it out. They want to get it out there. They want to attack the other individual that they hate so much. So that's why I have to go through this communication process of learning how to communicate with each other so that we can focus on the issue and not the hate. We can focus on the item that needs to be resolved, and we don't have to hate. If you want to get things done, you have to focus in on the issue that you want resolved. But if you mix hate into it, it will never get resolved. It will never work. So listen to me as a mediator that when you have that hate and you want to spit it out at the other individual, let me tell you, it's not going to do any good. Because then you've missed the point, is that the relationship is ending. You're going through a divorce. You may have children. You may have a business. And you need to focus on the issues that are going to be the end result to be peaceful and to move on with each other. But once you have hate, listen, if you want to pull me to the side and tell me how much you hate this person, that's fine. But when we get into the actual communication process of working together with the other side, we have to focus. So those of you who are on social media spouting hate and anger and all this other stuff, think about your words. Because if you're not using words with a logical and a true meaning of what you want to get done, you're not going to get anything done. If you think that the other side is so evil, then probably your side is just as evil because you refuse to communicate in a way that moves the discussion forward. Instead, you are only moving forward hate and anger. And that accomplishes nothing. Hate never stopped the war. Hate never stopped the divorce. Hate never stopped that fight that you had with your sister and brother. Hate never stopped anything. It just created more hate. So I had to come on this morning because I've been watching this more and more, especially on social media outlets out there. I monitor all social media outlets because I tell you, it gives me good content. It gives me good content for what I write about, for what I do in my work, and also in my podcast. You would be surprised how much content you provide me. Thank you very much. But let's think about it, okay? Let's just focus on our words and how we present them. Maybe it's time that you and I, we go to a communications class of some kind to teach us how to communicate better. I always tell my clients that when we're going through a divorce, because sometimes they want to, oh my gosh, they want to write books and books and books and books when they're communicating with the other side. And I'm sorry, but when you have angry words, going to the other side, you're going to get angry words back. I see it all the time because I monitor the communication of what I'm mediating. And it makes me sad because I see this word, but these words going back and forth, but they're not identifying the issue that they need to discuss and to resolve. So I have to tell them and teach them how to communicate better with each other because you're focusing on the anger, but you're not focusing on the issue. Stay focused on the issue. Put it in 25 words or less. Respond in 25 words or less. Identify what the question is. Answer the question. Don't go off in the tangents of, well, when we were married, we did this and that, and you said this and that, and da-da-da-da-da, and it goes on, right? No, don't do that. Focus in on the problem. Communicate on the problem and get it resolved. Move forward. Same thing on social media. My gosh, you guys are ranting and raving so angrily, so bitterly, so hatefully that is what you are attracting is more hate and you're resolving nothing. Zilcho, zero. So I think we should all become really good adults if we can be and really focus on our communication process every single day because what we say affects those around us. And if we want peace, we will speak peacefully. We will focus on what needs to get done. We will say what needs to get done. But you don't do it in anger and hate because then nothing ever gets done. Listen, this is Mike Lodge. If you like my content, go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Michael Lodge. Put some money in there. Help me out on my monthly bills of producing this podcast. I want to tell you though, okay? And I'm going to be honest about this because I hear so many people promoting their podcasts and their vlogs and everything. Some are making money at it. Some are not. I never created this podcast to make money. And for the last 4 years now, I have been producing this podcast and I have been paying for it out of my own pocket because my focus was never to make money off of it, but it was to teach. And I think that the podcast is the most important tool to teach. So off that buymeacoffee.com, I have made a whole total of $5 buckaroos. $5 in 4 years. And I don't care. Because I would like to have a little bit of help. That would be nice. But if my sole purpose was to teach, then that's what I have to focus on. And that's what I've been focusing on for 4 years. And that's what I'll continue on because a podcast is the most wonderful way to reach out and teach. But if you really want to help, go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Michael Lodge. Now, listen here. If you have any questions on business or if you have any questions on a dispute that you may be having that you think there needs to be mediation or if you want to know how to resolve it, send me a text at info at lodge, lodge-co.com, and I will answer you back. Or if you want to set up a mediation time with me, I'll be more than happy. Or if you need to just discuss mediation and the process of mediation, just let me know. And just send me a text. I mean, not a text, but an email at info at lodge, lodge-co.com. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that this is the beginning of your weekend and that you're going to sit back and you're going to enjoy it. Maybe read a good book with a cup of coffee on a Saturday morning. It's a great weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Again, this is Mike Lodge. I will talk with you again tomorrow. Take care. This podcast has been produced by Michael Lodge, fully focused on content.